Hey guys, it's Brian here, and welcome back to another review for the Horror Man Slashback Challenge. And the theme that Joe the Horror Man has set for this week is titled Multi-Mask Slashers, which means like a slasher film where the killer either changes masks throughout the film or is taking place like at a party, like a Halloween party or a costume party, where you have other characters wearing masks. So the film I chose to review this week is named Satan's Little Helper. This is a 2004 slasher film. This film was directed by Jeff Lieberman. Now he's most famous for making the Killer Worm movie named Squirm from the mid 70s. Now the plot of this one is kind of wacky. It almost reminds me of like a Goosebumps episode gone wrong. In this film, it takes place on Halloween. This young boy ends up befriending a serial killer. Now, the reason for this is that he's obsessed with this video game called Satan's Little Helper, which is this GTA style game where you help Satan abuse people. Mostly in this game, you just knock them in the manhole covers or just knock them off the street. Um, this one's done in like a side scrolling fashion, like which I don't know what it was. I don't think they had the budget to do this video game properly because video games even back then in the mid 2000s were had gone into like a first person style, which this game really should have been, as opposed to like the 1980s style side scroller where you just you walk down the street and knock people over. I wish they had the money to do this game properly because the game is integral to the plot of this film. So essentially, it's Halloween. This little boy is really looking forward to going trick or treating with his older sister, but he becomes dismayed when she shows up with a new boyfriend. So he runs off, and he ends up running into this serial killer wearing a demon mask, and he comes to believe that he's actually Satan from Satan's Little Helper. So he kind of makes a deal with him to take care of the boyfriend, but he also wants to go along with him as he goes around killing people. Um, Now at this point, the movie kind of goes into like this 1980s situation comedy thing where the boyfriend does get knocked out, but the whole thing is before this, the boyfriend decides that he wants to make it up to the boy because he saw he was upset, so he decides he wants to dress up as the Satan character from the video game as well. So the boyfriend ends up getting knocked out of commission, and then the little boy ends up bringing the serial killer back to the house, and everybody thinks it's the boyfriend Alex when in fact it's a serial killer. So another thing to go with the side plot too is the older sister is a drama major, and so is the boy. So she's just thinking that he's getting into character because like he basically molests her throughout the film, and like she's kind of into it because she's thinking, oh, he's just doing this demon character when in fact this day was just like cop and feels. Now the actress that plays the big sister is named Catherine Winnick, and she's gone on to greater fame from being in the Vikings TV series. Unfortunately, she doesn't get nude in this, although they do play up her breasts in this, and there's lots of scenes of her breasts getting fondled, and you think you're going to see something, but you don't. Like, there is nudity in this film, it's just not coming from her. Amanda Plummer plays the mother in this film, and she's kind of kooky as always. So the cast, for the most part, is pretty good. On the downside, though, is the little boy. I think he's supposed to be younger than the actor they got, but he just comes off as being really dull and kind of dopey. So it kind of makes the jump into the film down a little bit on that. The kills aren't all that great in this one as well either. Like there's one disembowelment, but it's not all that gory. It's not as gory as it really should be. There should have been blood everywhere, and there wasn't really enough blood. Um, Another thing too with this movie that kind of annoyed me was when the characters find out that they're dealing with the serial killer, they don't act as normal people would act. Like they don't try to get out of the house. They don't really call for help like they should. Um, so it's kind of like a little downside too with this. And another thing too with this movie that kind of like turned me off is like it went on for too long once they found out what they were dealing with. There's like this other side plot about another party, and then like the serial killers abducted the mother, so they got to get her back, and then there's a lot of other situational stuff where they keep mistaking other people for being the killer. So that was kind of a downer as well. One thing I do want to mention though about this film, and it's like because of this release here, there's an image on the back, and there's a still here. Now the mask that this the killer is wearing in this scene isn't the same mask they used in the movie. So I don't know if that was something they were toying with initially when they were making this film. But this scene is in the film as as it is. But the mask he's wearing is actually this mask here, or as you can see, that mask there actually. So yeah, there's that. So I really can't recommend this one. I know some people do like this one, but for me, I have to give this one a pass. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed my review. I'll talk to you all next time.